And we are back. Welcome back to the Scarlet Standard. Here in a few minutes by a wide receiver for UNLV, just transferred into the program. He had stops at Auburn, LSU, Western Kentucky. He was a four-star recruit back in 2019, coming out of high school at Archbishop Mall in Louisiana. He was a 2019 state champion in high school. Now he's going to have a major impact at UNLV. So in a few minutes, he will join us. But this is a great, I want to reiterate I'm here to build a platform for anybody who wants to read or listen to UNLV athletics. UNLV athletics does not get enough coverage around this town, and I want to be the voice of reason for that. And so subscribe to my Substack, subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe. The more we can get out there, the more coverage we can get. Eventually, it'll be an amazing thing. And I'm just blessed and honored to be able to put myself in this position for you guys. I'm excited, but I'm very excited for week 0. I'm really, really, really glad football is back. UNLV is going to be amazing this year. UNLV is going to have such high expectations. UNLV is going to be one of the best schools in the country, and you can guarantee that, and you can count that. You can take that to the bank. Dan Mullen will not let you down. It's the most excited in my whole lifetime I've ever been about UNLV. I'm a Vegas kid. I'm a Vegas local. I went to UNLV. UNLV is my life, and it's awesome time to be here. It's a great time to be around. It's just a great time to be a Rebel fan. If you guys have any comments, any questions for Coy Moore, just let me know. Drop them in the comments. I'll pop them on the screen. I would love to be able to get you guys interactive and be able to just have some what it's all about. The athletes are a great thing, and it's a great, it's just a great thing to do. But yeah, we're just waiting here for a few minutes till he hops on. Should be on here in a moment, but let's give him a warm Rebel welcome. He's going to be a very dominant receiver. He's going to be a very intriguing piece to watch. Physical, big bodied, going to make a lot of difference, and he's going to make a huge impact this season. What on for week 0? You taking the over? Taking Idaho State? Are you taking UNLV? What are you guys betting on? I want to know. Personally, I'm probably going to take the over. I think UNLV can hit that by themselves. I mean, they did that last year against Utah State, but that's just me. Yeah. How's everybody's night going? What's everybody doing? I hope you guys tuned in to our broadcast with Nick Urias from San Jose State. It was great. It was a lot of fun. He provided a ton of insight on the San Jose State program. San Jose State, UNLV, and Boise State are going to be the top 3 schools, and there's going to be a lot of sleeper teams, but it's going to come down to those 3. It's really going to come down to San Jose State. San Jose State is going to have a very, very favorable schedule, but UNLV and Boise play each other, so that can change things, change the dynamic, change everything up. Because at the end of the day, Boise and UNLV are going to have at least one loss. The San Jose State going to have a loss also. That's going to be the question. What is your guys' expectations and your guys' prediction for this season? Mine personally is I think they go 11-1 or 10-2 with the 2 coin flip games of being potential UCLA and Boise State. But Coy just popped on, so I'm going to add him to the stage, and here we go. Oh, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing great. How was fall camp and how's everything going for you so far?
Everything been going well. Fall camp, everybody looked like just the closest team I've been around, actually. To say that we got like 50 transfers or more, this is probably the most closest team that I've been around. That's not even us like doing team events and nothing like that. We just be kicking it in the locker room. Like, that's the first time I've been part of a team that's like so close, so fast, to say that we got 60 new dudes. And just fall camp in general with I think the receiver room, I'm not gonna just talk about myself. I think we all grown from the spring. I mean, obviously, because you learn the offense from the spring, and then you already know what you expect when you get to fall camp. So I think just us as a receiver unit, we all grew together, and I think we're a pretty talented room, actually. One of the most talented rooms I've been around, actually, too. We're kind of deep.
I think you guys, I could be wrong, but from everything I've seen from the different styles of play that the receiver room brings, you guys have a true XYZ component. You can plug and play anybody anywhere, but you have speed, you have size, you have physicality. How excited are you to take the field at Allegiant Stadium this weekend?
Well, it's gonna be real exciting. We went to go visit last week just to go walk and just go check it out, and then that stadium is kind of crazy. Probably one of the best stadiums I've been in. That's a real beautiful stadium. So I definitely can't wait to play in there.
Let's talk about your journey a little bit, just on a personal note. You've been at LSU, Auburn, Western Kentucky, now UNLV. Walk us through that journey a little bit. What was it like what has it taught you, and why was Las Vegas for you for this final chapter of your playing career in college?
It taught me a lot just been around when I got to LSU. I was around Jamar Chase. I mean, me and him played in high school side by side with each other. So I learned a lot of things from him, like Terrence Marshall, Mickey Joseph, and those guys. Just learned from a lot of different people that's really well. Auburn really taught me just playing the game out like fearless, like while being fearless because got in a role at Auburn my first year that, we had three quarterbacks hurt and I mean you can't make no excuse. You just gotta go out there and still play. I mean, that's kind of tough that you go into a season thinking that the season will go right and you lose all three of your quarterbacks off the same injuries. Just that taught me just like mental toughness and just play through it regardless and play your hardest regardless what the situation is. And Western, I can't really say I learned from nothing from Western. I actually went there just to some of the old staff from Auburn was there and they had a lot of young guys up in there and the coaches really called me to be there just to help the young guys. Like I didn't have no expectations to play. I was graduating from Auburn. I actually graduated from Auburn that in August, the week before our first game for Western. So I was really just there just to be around the guys, teach them some things. Some of our old coaching staff just want to be a bit around because they know what type of guy I am. I love to help people. I work hard. I just have a great mindset.
That's what I think is a big factor in this wide receiver room. You have a lot of a mesh of talent and veteran talent that have the same mindset as you. So
Yeah.
you guys that from the players and your teammates that I've talked to, you guys have one goal and you guys are all hungry and you
Yeah.
guys have a chip on your shoulder with something to prove. And like you mentioned, Jaheim and Marcel said the same. You like when I interviewed Jaheim, he said that you would never expect that these guys just came in with each other a couple months ago. What has that been like? Is it just been like was it just like a good vibe right off the bat, or did it take a little bit of time, but then when you guys meshed?
Yeah, I think it took a little bit of time because obviously, like, when you bringing in a lot of transfers, everybody got one goal, people want to get their stats and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously, the more we got around each other, and we just took it as in like we all need each other regardless how we seen how everybody so good because obviously you need great guys around you. That's the only way that you can achieve what you want to achieve. And just the main goal too that Mullen just always preached to us that like he shows us things like, oh, these dudes had these stats, but their team didn't win, so it don't matter. That's why he didn't go to the NFL. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, everybody knows in that room that we gotta win, and everybody in that room, somewhat through their career got doubted. They probably had an injury or something like that that they didn't have a chance to showcase their talents. So I think that's why we're so hungry up in there because it's so many people. It's so many people in that room just went through a lot. You know what I mean? Through college or whatever, and we all great players in that room.
I do have a viewer question from you. It happens to be from one of your teammates. He wants Cohen wants to know, what are you gonna do week 0?
Nah, I just want to win. You know what I mean? I don't really plan those things. When the ball come my way, you just got to do what you got to do. Because at the end of the day, like what I love about this receiver room, it keep you on your toes. You know what I mean? You got somebody behind you that's just as hungry, and you can't mess up. So obviously, when you're out there, you got to make every single play count because lineups and depth chart can always change at any moment because everybody can hoop.
You when you committed, what was your first impression when you were going through, the process? What was your first impression of UNLV in the program when you got to see the facilities in the locker room for the first time?
So I've been around a lot of great facilities, so I didn't really look at that. I was there when Auburn got their new $100 million facility. I was there when LSU just got the beds up in there and stuff like that. That new facility. So I wasn't really looking at it at that because I was going before I went to Western. I just went to Western, like I said earlier. just to, be around the guys, just bring good spirits around the team. And, I just looked at it in UNLV. Obviously, you have bigger schools, but the way I was looking at it is like, they're so close to making the college football playoffs every single year. Like the last 2 years, they could have made it to the college football playoffs, and just Mullen, it was a no brainer. Mullen actually recruited me out of high school, and I was a Florida Gator fan till like I died. Like, I'm from New Orleans and stuff like that, but I was a Florida Gator fan growing up. Like, I didn't like LSU, and actually, me and Mullen, been knowing each other since high school. So like, it just was a no brainer when I heard he was the coach. Like, I was so close to committing before I even got out there. You know what I mean? Because I just know what type of guy he is from just a long time ago, and I just knew it was a no brainer. And then his mindset is win. Like, it's not no, he's not a head coach that automatic is like, oh, we're gonna rebuild this program or nothing like that. Like, it's win. It's win or die. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to be part of. I want to be part of a championship team. I never had the opportunity of being part of a championship team. And I really think we could be a championship team.
When you mentioned the first couple years at LSU, what was your welcome to college football moment?
My welcome to football college moment, it was so we had the dude, JUCO, his name was Bug, and he just was known just smacking people. You know what I mean? I'm one of the toughest dude on my team at a young age. I played a lot as a freshman and eventually starting as a freshman. And going into my sophomore year, hoping that it's gonna be a big year because, that a bright future for that second year for me. And we in the spring, and I was playing a little running back because all our running backs got hurt. So I'm like, I Coach O screamed out and said, you need a running back. Like, we don't have no more running backs left. So, and me, like, I'm tough. I was starting in a slot around that time. So but I'm like, who don't want to play running back? You automatically go get like 10 touches. So I'm like, throw me back there. So I just run out there. First play at running back, they give me like a toss. I break it for like 25 yards. The next play, I get an inside zone. Bug flipped the gap up, knocked my helmet off. He hit me so hard, I got back up. I didn't even know my helmet was off. I'm back in the huddle with my helmet off, and everybody was like, "Put your helmet over there, rolling." So I didn't even know, and that was my welcome. That was my welcome to college moment. That's the first time I ever got hit like that. That was fun though.
So playing in the SEC, what was it like playing in those environments? And then what was it like playing against, those high level corners?
I think with the SEC is more like the hostile environment. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like A&M got like a hostile crowd that like they're not like rude as like some crowds, but like they do something like with some towels. Like they distract you from like you can see signals or like if you have punt return, like it's kind of hard to track the ball because they waving these white towels and your mind and your eyes just looking at all the other stuff that what they doing instead of the ball. So like just little things like that get loud sometimes. Obviously, it'd be hard to hit a quarterback in those hostile environments, but I feel like more with the DBs and the SEC, I think they're great players, but I think it's more of like they have like I ain't gonna mastermind type of coaches. When I never forget when I went against Georgia, I hear Kirby Smart like already knowing what the play is before it even happens. So like he already screaming out and putting the DBs in the right position. So it's like that's kind of hard if you know what I'm saying. If Kirby Smart knowing you about to run a corner, he's like play hard outside leverage, like you know what I'm saying. So I just feel like with the coaches and like just the different type of schemes they throw because I think the SEC they don't really throw too much at you. It's a lot of cover four man press. It's not a lot. I think it's just the coaching difference in the D line. The trenches is really the difference in the SEC. I think the DBs everywhere I went, it's kind of similar. Maybe in the SEC they're a little bigger, but I don't think they're more talented than a lot of DBs around different conferences. I think it's more the difference of the edge rushers because they got great edge rushers, obviously, in the SEC, and you can name a bunch off your head.
Yeah, exactly. But you can name anyone from Bama or LSU the last couple of years
Yeah.
right now, first round picks playing in the NFL.
Yeah. So like, yeah, that I feel like that's the difference in the conferences and obviously the hostile environments, definitely the hostile environments.
What would you
That's
say your favorite environment that you played in was?
my favorite one had to be definitely I think I think Georgia. I ain't gonna lie. I think Georgia was a hostile environment. They that third down when we on the field when they bring the dogs like the dog little screaming
Yeah.
whatever like that. Yeah, that place get crazy. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of places get crazy. Don't get me wrong. Georgia, I guess it's more compact. Like,
You at night's a crazy place to play, obviously.
yeah. I was there. I played against them, and I was on that side, on the same side. But I think Georgia, just because of how compact it is, like it's so close up to the stadium, so you really can't hear nothing. Like, but I think the difference with LSU, it depends how the season going, and that's how the fans dictate how they want to scream or not. Like if they're undefeated and stuff like that, yeah, Death Valley gonna be real loud. If they is a mid season for them, they just there to, just to have fun, to be honest.
The Rebel fans who are going to see you for the first time on Saturday, how would you describe your game and your style of play to them?
Uh, my style of play, really just being at the right spot at the right time. I'm a guy that just give effort at all time high, catch everything mentality. I actually look up to like a Larry Fitzgerald, guys like that, like Keenan Allen, like guys like that, because they not allegedly gifted, but they have a great career, and that's the type of guys I look at. You can't really watch like a Tyreek Hill, nothing like that, because Randy Moss, you can't beat those guys. You know what I mean? That's one
Right.
of one. You know what I mean? So it's easy to look at guys like Stephon Diggs and them because they more like a normal athlete. You know what I mean? A receiver, and just seeing like guys like Cooper Cup too. I'm a big fan of him too. Just being at the right spot at the right time, catch everything, and run great routes. So I think I can bring like those type of play styles to the field for the Rebels.
Going through your journey that you've gone through, obviously, with the different stops, if you were to look back for when you were in high school, obviously you were very highly ranked, coming out of high school. What would your advice be to a high school athlete who's in your who is in similar shoes or your old self?
I think my opinion, really don't chase logos. You know what I mean? Sometimes the big logo ain't always good for you. I just don't think chasing the big logo is always good for you. I know it's a little different now with NIL and people getting paid and stuff like that. So obviously, they can, some high school dudes can make some life changing money. Not life changing money, but at least money that, they can help out their family and them during the meantime of being in college. So it's kind of different from the time I was there, but I just say like, don't chase no logos. Go to the school that the coaching staff, blowing you up and actually have a plan for you. You know what I mean? And that's not what I'm saying about LSU. They obviously had those things, and I think LSU just was the last minute thing for me because I was committed to USC for 2 years. I was there with the Clay Helton staff, and they got fired, and just some of the situations I've been through a lot of every single coach I've been a part of besides Western Kentucky, and I don't really count me being part of Western Kentucky because I'm there, to be the good guy, sit out, teach some guys some things. But every coaching staff I ever had was fired. I had a new OC every single year, so I really never got comfortable of the offense. But I feel like since I got here, this the most comfortable I ever been because no lie, Dale Alexander, I think he's one of the smartest position coaches I ever been around. Think he's just overly smart. Sometimes when he get mad at us, it'd be like, Coach, you've been coaching for like 30, 40 years. Like, we still learning. Like, that's why you our coach. But I just think that dude a genius. And he put everybody in a position and just everybody head. Like, when we out there, we know the coverage and stuff before it even happens. Like, that's what we got plugged in our brains. So just been around this offense, I think this the easiest offense that I adapted to so fast and in less time.
I was very happy to see that Mullen kept Coach Dell and retained him from Barry Odom
Yeah.
staff. So awesome to see Coach Dell coach the bowl game last year and win that bowl game.
Yeah. He still be talking about that. Sometimes mother be joking and be like, the only undefeated head coach up in here is Dale. Sometimes he bring that up. So that'd be funny sometimes.
What is obviously what do you call it? Like you just mentioned, you've been around a bunch of different offensive coordinators and a
Yeah.
lot of different offensive minds throughout your career. What's it been like being now that you're actually with Coach Mullen and Coach Dennis?
Uh,
Dennis being from Ohio State, obviously.
I mean, Dennis Young, so like he kind of understand, us a lot more. Like we can actually communicate with him, and sometimes he disagrees and sometimes he agrees. Like it was times that we came together as a receiver in a QB room. It was like we need to change this because of that and this and that, and he actually did it. And that's the first time I ever been around a coach who's like, okay, like I might actually listen to some of the players. You know what I mean? You know, some coaches is be like, I already did this, I done this, my way always worked. You know, and that even goes for like Coach Mullen. Like, you know, obviously he won national championships as an OC, and he number one ranked team at Mississippi State. So he can obviously be the same way too, but he's not like that, and that catch you off guard sometimes. Like he's willing to do whatever that to help the program out or to make us feel more comfortable. And just to being around them, just being around them and just like, you know, some of the things that he teaches us is to be like, coach, like, so I can do this, I can do this little extra move. He's like, I don't care, just be at your spot at the right time. So like just learning that, just like, you know, it's a little backyard football, not all the way backyard football, but it's like, you know, I just never heard coaches be like, you know, whatever you got to do to get open in that spot, like do it. And I think that that's what help our receiver core out a lot because, like you say, everybody can't do the way that how a coach wants you to do it because everybody's different. Some people not faster than others, some people not stronger than others. So just telling us the do different ways to get open to the same spot at the same time, I think it just help our offense a lot.
So, what's it been like or I'm sorry, what's your adjustment been like to Vegas so far, and how has that been?
It's actually a big adjustment because, you know, I've been in college towns. I never like been in a city. Like I'm from New Orleans and stuff like that. But I think just this place is a little different. Like the buildings, like you can definitely get distracted easy. But like just a guy like me, if the younger me, I'm definitely getting distracted easily, but I know why I came out here for it. You know what I mean? Like it's times to, you know, go out with the guys and go get some food or something like that. But, you know, the great thing about this team, everybody really here for one thing only is, you know, to win championships. You know, everybody not out here to, you know, everybody knows that we can come back to Vegas 2 years later when we won our championship or whatever and celebrate in Vegas. You know what I mean? So definitely, it is the young me could have easily got distracted being out here.
Vegas is a little different like that. Like, there's so much there's even not even counting, like, the Strip and that
Yeah.
part, there's so much different things to do no matter where you go.
Yeah, like I heard like Hunky told me that you can go skiing like an hour away and stuff like that. And I mean, I obviously got the ATV riding and stuff like that. And you can go shooting in the mountains. Like it does have a lot of great activities that you can go do with the guys. And we actually did that with some of the receivers and us and I mean jet skiing not too long ago, like in July, right before fall camp, just, you know, a little bonding and just little things like that. That's why I think we're closer than we ever was.
Have you found your go-to food spot yet in Vegas?
Yeah, for sure. If I have to if I have to pick a spot that I gotta eat here for the rest of my life, here I'll definitely go to Tao. Like I don't know what's about it. Tao, I just love Tao. Like the steak, I get the little steak with the veggies up in there. Yeah, it hit every single time. Every single time. Like the
The
pepper
food
steak
at
hit
Tao
every single
is
time.
is really good.
Yeah, the pepper steak hit every single time. So that's definitely my order. I tried new things obviously, but that's my go-to if I go there.
I already mentioned NIL is a big thing right now. Don't worry, I'm not gonna ask you about any of your deals, so don't worry about that part. But I'm gonna ask you a more different question in a sense. If you could have any unique NIL deal, what would it be? If you want an example, Marcel mentioned that he likes comic books, so he would want a comic made after himself. Or Cody said that he would want or Cody DeCambra, he said that he wants a anime version of his life.
I think see, I love to play the game a lot. Like if I have off time from football, I love to play the game, you know, talk chat with my friends. So I really think I'd love to have a deal with like Twitch or Kick or something like that and play the game on my me time because I mean, why not? It keeps you out of trouble. You know, you get to get away from football a little bit when you just play the game, like, you know, you just forget a little bit. So I definitely think like some streaming type of company that I can just play the game and just talk on the game. I think I'm a great entertainer on the game.
So since you said you play video games, have you played 26 with yourself yet?
Yeah, yeah. My man actually kind of good on the game too. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, he actually kind of fired. We actually did a team event, and instead of like whoever won on each side or something like that, it was like offense versus defense. each person you pick 4 people from offense and defense, and you play a quarter. And obviously, like they banned me because they know I'm the best ones. They banned me, so I couldn't play, so I had to watch for the offense. And one time, like I think for our game winner, like I think who was on the sticks? I think Calandria was on the sticks, and he threw it up to me for like 2 people for the game winner. Game winner with my player, that was crazy. So that was just crazy. My man actually real nice on that game. No lie.
If football wasn't your path, you were doing something different, what would you be doing?
I definitely want to like stream and like game and stuff. But I think I'm more like my brother actually runs the Louisiana Bootleggers back at home. They passed it down to him. I think I just give back actually to the kids and probably put them in the right position. I don't think I want to coach just because sometimes, coaches get put in positions that, they don't want to do it, but, they got to do it to feed their families. I don't want to be a coach for that reason and that reason only. Uh, you know, because I'm not that type of guy. But I really just want to get back. To be honest, and I actually I majored in and my degree is in sports broadcasting. So obviously, I would love to be on camera talking about football and being an analyst and talk about football. That's definitely like something that I love to do too. So there's a couple things.
I love talking about sports and especially about UNLV. So I kind of started this in a very similar way of it was a passion project for me. And it
Yeah.
just, I love, I went to UNLV. My my parents, so it's been in my bloodline for a long time. And just, I used to get made fun of for how much I used to follow and talk about UNLV, but it's just, it's just something I love to do. And people have their passions and what they love to do. What's in the streaming side? What's something that you love to do that people may not know about?
What I love to do, I fell in love with like playing pickleball like 2 years ago. Like I fell in love with it first time. Somebody brought me. I'm
Have
like,
you been
I'm
to
on my
that place out in Henderson yet? In
I didn't I
Vegas?
didn't I didn't get a chance to yet. Me and Calandra is supposed to go a couple times, but he be so hectic in golf sometimes, so he be forgetting. So he supposed to be like my partner, but yeah, I didn't get to go yet. I should have before the season. But I love to do that and I love skiing. I used to always go to Park City, Utah around Christmas before my sophomore year at LSU. I was bragging when I came back from spring break. I mean from spring, I was bragging about how fast I went on the slopes and my coach overheard me. So they made me like sign like some agreement or something like that. So I never can ski again or something like that so I won't get hurt. And then I just never been back. For real, but I was pretty good on them slopes for sure.
I mean, Park City's not that far from Vegas.
Yeah, but I gotta wait. I gotta wait. As soon as my coach plugged that in my brain, and when you do the research, a lot of people do get hurt. So it's like, just wait. I can always do that. I'm not gonna chance that.
What do you do if you're stressed or you have anxiety, what is your go-to activity to decompress in a sense?
My go-to when I'm like that to just to clear my mind. I bought like the little company. I'm an ambassador at the little sauna box place. You can look at it on Instagram. And I just hop in my sauna in the other room to be honest, because I think it just clears my mind and just relax me a little bit. I think that's definitely my go-to. Go in the sauna, sweat it out, think about your thoughts a little bit, and then it just clear your mind once you get out of there.
Do you have a go-to artist or playlist that you listen to before every game?
What I do is I just put on shuffle and just say like I have a great game, and then whatever that last song was, that's the last song I gotta listen to before I step on the field. So it definitely like I'm a little superstitious, so like if that's why I wore it to sleep or something like that or something like that, if I had a routine stretch or something like that, that's what I do for sure. Or if we winning, it don't have to be me playing well. Like at the end of the day, I came here to win. You know what I mean? Everything else game by game that comes together with your stats and catches and stuff like that. But
So like you said, if you're a little superstitious, what's your pre that you typically go through? Or does that change depending on what the situation is?
you said what?
You mentioned superstitious, so what's your
Mm,
pregame ritual? Or does your
uh,
pregame ritual
nah,
kinda
I
change
have.
based on the situation?
I don't think that ever changed. I love to go out there. I actually love pre gaming with like no shoes on. Like I like doing a little routine with my feet a little bit. just to, get under my feet a little bit. So I love to do that. And then I like kind of just sit, I like JJ McCarthy just be sitting at the goal post sometimes, that
Mhm.
little thing. So I do like a little similar thing, just meditate a little bit, clear your mind because sometimes, when you get in the game, sometimes you could overthink, sometimes you could, just I just like to tell myself that it's like practice, you know what I mean? Like just treat it like practice. Nobody out here just treat it like practice. It's just another day in the office. You know what I mean? So I like to clear my mind too, because your mind could and your heart can be racing, and your mind can be thinking. That's why I don't really like saying or telling myself what I'm gonna do, because you know if it don't happen, now you get your hopes down too. You know what I mean? And get your, you can get in your head in the mid game and be like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Just clear my mind, meditate, then come back out. And I always pray, like at the 30-yard line when we run out the tunnel. A long time ago, I got hurt, broke my collarbone in high school like that on the 30-yard line. So that's why I always go to the 30-yard line, because you never know when your play is coming to get hurt or whatever. And I don't wish that on nobody, but it can happen at any play.
What is your personal goals for this upcoming season?
Personal goals, I told all the quarterbacks I got at least get 7 touchdowns plus, at least 7 touchdowns plus. And like I told them, the yards go come if you scoring touchdowns. I feel like you can get money off touchdowns, and the catches go come. I'm an inside, so the catches go come. I don't know how many go come, but a lot of catches go come there. So I really just want to get in the box a lot this season.
What game on this season's I know it's the athlete mentality to take one game at a time,
Yeah.
but certain game that you personally are looking forward to?
Boise State. I mean, our guys, some of the guys on the team, they lost to them 2 years in a row. They didn't beat them yet. So that's definitely the number one on the list. And they won what I think 3 conference championships back to back to back, or 2 of them. So obviously, that's the guys that I want to play. I always want to compete against the best of the best. So to prove that we one of the best teams in the country.
What's your message to Rebel fans before you step on the field at Allegiant for the first time?
You'll see a hard-nosed, physical, disciplined football team, in my opinion. We got great guys on the field. Like we're deep on defense. Like our defensive coordinator is a genius. I talk about that all the time when we go against him at practice. I just got to tell him like he's a genius. Like no lie. I mean, NFL coordinator, so it's like some of the things he throw at you. Oh, just be prepared of just seeing unique defenses that you've never seen before. Be prepared for that. Just be prepared on the offensive side that a lot of people touch the ball. We got 3 great running backs. We got 2 great quarterbacks. We got a nice O line room. We got a deep receiver room. Anybody in that deep six can obviously pop off at any moment. Really, really, to keep people like the Rebel fans just got to stay on their toes. To be honest, anybody can pop off on both sides.
I've asked you got a lot of your teammates this question. It's the same question. In 2025, UNLV football will be what?
Conference champions, making it to the college playoffs for sure, and fighting for a national championship. That's the only goal in mind. It's nothing less than that. I mean, like I said, we got new staff, we got everybody's new, but everybody on the same page. There's only one thing on our mind is to win the conference championship, and that's it. Like there's no rebuild, there's no win 8, 9 games, 10 games, and we had a great season. Like basically in our mind, if we don't win the conference championship, we failed. Like our season is a failure. Like so we go 11-1 and losing the conference championship, we fail. Even though it looked good to the Rebel fans, but it's a failure.
Yes, I kind of asked you this, and I'll ask you this last question. How hype are you going to be coming at Allegiant on Saturday night to find or Saturday afternoon?
Um, I actually just want to see how the environment is. To be honest, I played in 100,000. I played in 80,000 stadiums. I played in a 60,000 stadium, and 60,000 stadium could be intensive if the fans bring it. You know what I mean? The goal is obviously the more we win, the more people we want to bring in, and we gonna try to promote that to get the more fans in, because obviously the fans is the most important thing on the football field. To be honest, y'all kind of help us run faster, catch the ball. You know what I mean? A lot of things. So I'm just ready to see how the crowd gonna act, because I've been at the best of the best, and hopefully this season we can make Legion one of the best.
I will say they have, we averaged 32,000 fans last year, but for those big games, Boise State had 45,000.
Yeah.
Reno. You'll learn from the fan base a little bit real quick about the UNLV and Reno
Yeah,
rivalry.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I kinda already learned that, to be honest. I mean, luckily, I don't wear blue or nothing like that in a facility, or, like, I don't really think I own no blue clothes, to be honest. But I remember in the team meeting room, I ain't gonna say who got chewed out, but I just remember Mullen was just talking to him. He just conversating, and then he just stopped the whole meeting. Was like, why the heck that you wearing blue mouth? Like, get out. Like, go downstairs, go in the locker room, go change your shirt. It was something like that. And I'm like, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, bro, why? Like, why he's doing that? And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I forgot the team up north, they call it or whatever like that. I'm like, okay,
It's
that makes sense.
so, like, even for that game, there was, 40. They're selling the upper deli game, so that's gonna be 50. It started a couple years ago, like you said. It's been they were getting 17, 18,000 fans. Now it's
Yeah.
30, 35, and like you said, if you win, they'll come. And, like Mullins put, "Guys wanna be the best show in town." Well, you're gonna have the
Definitely
brightest
will.
stage in town to do it.
We definitely will be the best show in town, in my opinion. And just coming from some of the players from the old staff, they just say that their coach never really promoted it as much to the fans to come in. And I actually coach Mullen going to different events, going to the student union to go talk and go get fans, like, because he's an SEC guy too. So all he know is that he needs the fans too. Like, we need a hostile environment. Like, fans, having a lot of fans help us win games. I hope, when fans watch this video, like, y'all just as important. You know what I mean? We win a championship is because of y'all. Majority of the time, y'all give us that adrenaline rush that, we play better. You know what I mean? So our goal now in 40, 50,000 is to fill it up. And I think to fill it up is like 60, 70,000. And that's our goal. And that's all Mullen says in the team meeting room. Like, he's not impressed with 40,000. We need to make it 60,000. You know what I mean? And that's why he's going out his way to talk to other people to make sure that eventually a game in the season we fill it up. Why not? Why not fill it up?
All right, my last question for you. Are you gonna debut a new touchdown dance, or do you have one in mind from other schools
Um,
that you've been at?
I gotta think about a new touchdown dance, but I gotta at least, like, do the gritty, some of the dances that I've been doing since it came popular, because I'm great friends with the guy Gritty. We competed versus each other in high school and stuff too. So just to do his
Ambience,
dance.
that was a big thing with, like, the LSU guys with Jefferson and Chase,
Yeah, so,
especially playing.
like, yeah, we've been doing that dance since I was in ninth grade in high school. So it just finally blew up to 5, 6 years later off Justin Jefferson doing the gritty. You know what I mean? So just to contribute and just do a dance of one of my boys that I know personally, so he can see that, to put a smile on his face. So obviously it's gonna be a couple New Orleans dances. Then obviously when they get, I'm keep scoring touchdowns, I gotta have more ideas of what I need to do. But we actually doing something pretty cool. Well, I actually love celebrations, but just do it on the sideline. So we have a celebration camera on the sideline, and everybody can do whatever you want. That's gonna be exciting.
We'll say, when I talked to
Yeah,
Caden mentioned that, when he got word that he was gonna play, he practiced in the bowl game, last year, get reps when Ricky White sat out.
yeah,
Uh, he mentioned that he practices touchdown dance in his hotel room.
yeah. I'm not surprised. He gonna be a really good player for the Rebels though in the future. Like I said, him, Latavian, they gonna be real. That's gonna be a real special group once they develop and get bigger and mature a little bit. So Rebel fans gonna have a great receiver room for the next couple years, especially with those guys. And I mean, obviously, Tayshawn Lyons is still a young dude too, and he's a really good player as well.
I appreciate you coming on and doing this with me.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
I ca I can't wait to watch you play this weekend and throughout the season, and you guys are gonna win the Mountain West. That's my feeling. That's been my prediction, and from all the feeling from the guys that I've talked to, it's one team, one mindset, one goal. When you have so many guys driven like that, it's honestly amazing to see and impressive to see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the first time I've been part of a program, and that's how they think about. I remember, I just remember just being around other staffs is like, oh, we win this amount of games, 8 games. Oh, it's a great season. Like we're still rebuilding, and things like that. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard as a team if your coach don't got them championship expectations. Why would your players have championship expectations? You know what I mean? So just going coming here and the automatic expectation is championships is like, okay, that's everybody mind is championship or failure. Go make it to the college playoffs, a failure.
Well, thank you again, and I'll be there Saturday. I can't wait. I hope you get a touchdown. I hope you
Yeah.
get. I want to see the gritty, and then I hope you get another one so I can so we can see something
So you can
different
see
too.
that there's something different. That's crazy. Nah, yeah, I'm only a dancer on the field, and that's what's crazy. I don't do no dancing outside the field. But, you know, I got some clips in my phone from scoring touchdowns at practice, trying some moves out. Hopefully, I'm gonna just save those and just do it on in the Allegiant.
Yeah, you need that. You need to make sure you're popular on that sideline
Yeah,
celebration camp.
yeah. My mom will be laughing hard for sure.
Well, thank you again, and I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
That was Coy Moore, wide receiver for UNLV. We have a big game Saturday. Season opener, Dan Mullen opener. Be there, be in the stands, be loud, support the Rebels, and bet the over.